Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Pete Ulibarri, and today we're going to discuss a bit about disc golf form. I've been coaching for a number of years now. I've had a lot of success, and I'm looking forward to sharing some very unique and cool tips with you to help you discover what the proper disc golf form feels like for your body. There seems to be a lot of information about what is the power pocket. What is the proper place to have your arm? What do I do with my left hand? Do I swim with it? Do I swing it? How far is too far with the next step? What is timing? How do I find timing? So many different things can be fixed with a few simple steps that are counterintuitive, but work incredibly well. So let's start out. What I want you to do, I want you to stand, put your arms down by your side, and I want you to take your right hand and put it out. I want you to take your elbow and bend it here. And this is going to be somewhere in the realm of where you're used to throwing a disc from. This ends up making a 90 degrees between the chest and the bicep. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to take your left hand, you're going to put it in this position so that this is kind of spring-loaded. And we're going to put that on our bicep, similar to this, okay? On our bicep, I want this to be spring-loaded. I don't want you to grab your bicep, and I don't want you to be up here. This right here is to be a dynamic pressure, always being pushed against the bicep, okay? That's the first part. So, to recap, arm out, come over, take this hand, put it on our bicep. One of the main questions is, how far should a reach back be? This is not going to be a tutorial on how to throw a million miles. This is a tutorial on many of the common issues that we're facing in disc golf and newer players, even a lot of older players, that have a problem reaching back too far or getting into a position that causes rounding. So what we're going to do, we're in this position. When I begin to rotate towards reach back, this hand has this bicep. I don't ever want in this practice for your arms to parallelogram. We want to keep close to our 90s, okay? This right here is your dynamic movement. This elbow moves outwards and the wrist moves outwards with it. So we're going to go like this, and when I rotate, reach back. You're going to notice this forearm in line with the bottom of the screen here reaches back. The moment that it goes too far, you'll start seeing this happen. As I rotate to reach back, see how there's always a space to go towards our target line. Reach back, come back to square. Back, come back to square. If I reach back too far, this forearm, if I'm sighting down, a good way to do it was put a string on the ground. I've got some stakes right here. These stakes are going to give us a line. When I sight over my forearm towards that line and I reach back, if this arm starts going too far behind that line, you're going to see space over your forearm. You can use the side of a T-pad. You'll see space between your forearm and the T-pad, okay? The edge of the T-pad. So we're going to use that as a sight. The moment we start drifting away, you're going to also notice that this hand starts getting behind my body. I'll grab a disc and we'll show you. The moment that our reach back starts going too far, this space starts becoming closed off with our body. So here, back to square. Here, back to square. Another thing, as opposed to like when we go back and this becomes an acute angle and we begin trapping the disc. So we could use that as a great example. The disc is trapped behind us and we have to fling around our body to get that throw to occur. It's kind of like the same as like right here. If we're in proper position, the disc is never trapped. But the moment that this angle becomes acute, the disc is trapped. It's trapped behind our body. So we don't want this becoming an acute angle. We want to be able to get ahead in this position, throw this forward. So one thing it helps us understand, how far do we reach back? The next we need to understand is how to keep this from collapsing and causing rounding. The next thing it does, what do I do with my right hand? Well, we need this shoulder going away and we need it coming back in. But how soon do we need it to start chilling out so that the rest of this can swing forward? Well, This pressure tells this when to stay back and allow the rest of the throw to unfurl. The other thing it does is a lot of people reach back like this and then just throw. Well, that eliminates the shoulders. And we have a big problem if our shoulders are not allowing us to turn and throw. So guys they reach back and just throw. Well, if you're only just reaching back and just throwing, you've eliminated one of the major power sources for bigger distance, which is turning the shoulders and letting the shoulders come back and through. That's a big difference between turning the shoulders by leaning the body to turning the shoulders around our core and our spine. This next part is, what do we do with our right hand? Well, a lot of guys are talking about put it here, put it in your pocket to quit letting it fly around and fling around. The main thing is this is going to help you get a feel. Remember, I don't want you going out and throwing this at 100 miles an hour. I want you to get a feel of what your body does and how you're going to build your throw around your body. A good coach will help you understand how you feel and what you need to feel in order to throw well, not just coach them to be like themselves, okay? So, what we want next, we're going to get ourselves back into the position. Remember, here we go, right here, pressure, reach back, we get to here. Well, notice that if I reach back, if I take this and I push it back on the line, it pushes this shoulder away because this is connected as a box. Now, in order to get this forward, we're going to use this feel of taking this shoulder and turning it towards our target. And if we do that, we're going to notice that this gets put back into a square position. Once we're to here, we need this disc. This is the position where we start to rip a disc out and forward and throw. So these fingers from here are going to push. Like, think of like throwing your bicep forward. Okay, reach back, square, push. That pushing helps us get this into a position where this needs to be thrown. The second thing it does, because we push forward, we push equal and opposite pressure, drives this back. It causes this arm, this shoulder to begin to go into a little bit of a stall. So we don't have our shoulders following through here and then only unfurling right here. This goes and allows this side to become calm, just like going like here. So if we go, this shoulder needs to hang back a little bit and allow this snap, the unfurling, this to accelerate and pop forward in our throw. So this exercise, several things we've done, we figured out that it goes reach back, it's a limit on reach back. It then gets us back to square from being acute. The next thing it does, it tells us where we got to begin to rip forward and pull the disc, but it also tells us how to feel, throw that forward, and also tell this side to stay back. So that our throw goes reach back, square, out. So the whole point, I need you to feel how a disc golf throw feels, and then as you get used to this, you can untie this hand from this part of the body, because now you understand reach back as a shoulder turn, come in, pull through, and throw. And that this doesn't just stay as one unit and leaving a lot of power behind our body. So thank you for coming to the channel. Let me know how this worked for you below. If you have other questions you'd like to see, please leave it in the comments. I tend to go through the comments and as much as possible, visit most of the questions and answers. Thank you for coming. Next video, we're going to talk about footwork and how to feel where your feet need to be. And then from there, we'll go into timing and how the timing between the footwork and the upper body, how that is so simple, yet so much misunderstood. We're going to find corrections that are going to help you become a better disc golfer. See you guys in the next one.